Alright, we are back for episode 4. This is the start of our second day at Hogwarts. Yesterday, in game time, in episode 3, we went and explored Hogsmeade. We got our wand, and we had a little bit more development in our storyline. We fought our first troll, which was exciting, and learned a couple spells. So if you are just chiming in, this will be a longer series, so definitely go back and check out the previous episodes, and they will all be in one playlist eventually for the full playthrough. So for now, we've got mail. Alright. So we're gonna go find Professor Fig. I'm just gonna keep saying it over and over again, I'm sure, throughout this playthrough. Like, this game looks incredible. I will probably do a lot of fast travel, but since everything is so new, it is 200, 180 away.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
Alright, let's just fast travel to a quest, and then we will definitely there'll be a lot of exploring in this playthrough. We're not just going to do the main quest line. We will also be doing side quests.
It matters to me.
Revelio.
Oh, I see.
I should say one who doesn't find that offensive is clearly lacking intelligence.
It's this way. It's downstairs. Or he's up. You have to go down to go up. Oh, nice. There's a teleporter.
Professor, I'm glad to see you.
And I you. Thank Merlin you're in one piece. I heard about the attack. Trolls in Hogsmeade?
Sir, the trolls were wearing armor. It had that dark glow, like the dragon collar.
Goblin silver. Ranrock used it to control the dragon. But how? And why send trolls too?
They were there because of me. I overheard Ranrock talking with Victor Rookwood.
Ranrock was in Hogsmeade with Rookwood.
The trolls were Ranrock's distraction so that Rookwood could get to me, and he would have, had Serona and the patrons at the Three Broomsticks not intervened.
This is grave news indeed. If Ranrock's goblins and dark wizards are after you, they want what we found in that vault.
They're after the locket. You said you discovered something in it.
Yes. I discovered an inscription. When I read it aloud, this map appeared. Clever enchantment. It's a map of Hogwarts, to be sure, but I do not know where it leads.
It leads to the library. The restricted section, to be precise, and a bit beyond. I see traces of magic there on the map.
I suspected you would see something.
Shall we go?
I appreciate your enthusiasm, and I'm eager to discover what we may find there as well. But if our experience at Gringotts, let alone what happened to Miriam, taught me anything, it's that the path we're on is terribly dangerous. I'd like you to work with Professor Hecat a bit before we continue.
But sir, How dangerous could the library be? Perhaps we're only after a book.
Perhaps we are only after a book, but we should be prepared for anything. Once you've honed your defensive magic further, come and see me. I'll let Professor Hecat know to expect you.
So we get to go. I don't know what Hecat teaches. Was that defense against dark arts? We'll see. I'm hearing fluttering, but I don't know what it is.
Revelio.
See how far away it is. Yeah, I think it's defense against dark arts. His eyes are a little. Look how they follow you. Alright. Let's grab this page real quick.
Revelio.
I believe we have some matters to discuss.
I'm here about the new spell you wanted to teach me, Professor.
Good. Professor Fig indicated a certain urgency to you completing your defensive magic assignments. As such, you are to learn Incendio, the fire-making spell, handy for lighting torches, burning away spider webs, and, when necessary, defending against those who would wish to do us harm.
Sounds versatile.
Quite. But before we get started, I'd like you to complete a few tasks. You may be surprised by some of them. Astonishing how much students don't think their professors know. When you're finished, come and see me. Then we shall begin working on Incendio.
Incendio.
You know where
Alright.
to find me once you've finished.
Win 2 rounds of cross wands. That's the dueling club that's
Seems
supposedly.
crossed wands isn't as secret as it's believed to be.
Exactly.
If only a new student were to help me with my study.
So we already have this one unlocked, I think. So we can just travel right there. A bit of jumping around this first episode. First bit of the episode, rather.
Glad you're back.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of crossed wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up. Ready for another round?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Brilliant. Are you dueling with a partner?
I don't know if there's consequences to, like, do you get more rewards for doing it alone? I'll do it with Sebastian.
Yes, Sebastian.
Then let's get to it. Ready to get thrashed?
Oh, it is 3 of them.
Apologies in advance.
Alright.
Gringo! Is that all you've got?
Leviosa.
Don't shy away now.
Potato. Accio.
Mine to the one!
Sendo!
Acca to winner! Some big hits that round. Bravo!
I gave it my all.
You did indeed.
It does seem like if
The
you
other
just
duelists have already taken notice of
keep
you.
the pressure
but
up, they don't
after
really
that last
respond,
round,
which is kind
they'll
of
really have it
boring,
in
but
for
I
you.
imagine with more powerful.
You'd better keep practicing if you want a chance at winning. Or at least surviving the next round. I'll let you know when we're ready. Hope to see you then.
I imagine when you
The next round is for
encounter
all the gobstones, so to speak.
more powerful people, it'll be a little bit harder. I think we have another fight available for us, so let's do that.
Hello, Lucan.
Since we're here.
May I use the training dummy?
Of course. I'll fetch it and give you a list of combinations to practice. Ready to have a try now?
That would be wonderful.
It's just a
Be
training
sure to
dummy.
cast all your spells before the dummy lands. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
Seems to be
Good one.
combos. That makes sense.
Levioso.
Excellent form.
Levioso. Accio.
Okay.
Nicely
Kind of
done.
surprised by myself. I didn't expect to do that.
I'd say
that
that's
well.
enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover one's weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger now.
Assignment's all finished.
Quests or challenges. I think we have some. Collections. Nope. Tools. Enemies. Armored troll. Okay, there's 67 different enemies that we have to discover. Appearances. Revelio pages. Beasts. There's 13 beasts to discover. 16 ingredients. 13 different types of brooms. Conjurations. Wand handles. Traits. Okay. 75 different traits. Wow. I feel like this game is a lot bigger than I expected it to be. Which is definitely not a complaint. We want to save this real quick. Alright. Oh, we completed all of the tasks. I thought we still had more to do. So I think we can just go right back to Defense Against the Dark Arts.
How nice to see you,
Hopefully
my
you don't
young
hear the
friend.
sipping from the coffee. Just waking up a little bit late this morning.
I trust Mr. Brattleby was able to accommodate.
I finished all of the tasks you gave me, Professor Hecat.
Glad to hear it. Then you should be ready to learn Incendio.
Should be, Professor.
Yes. I'm sorry to say, I visited enough careless colleagues at St. Mungo's to assure you that fire is a fickle servant. Your spellcasting has impressed me thus far, but please maintain focus. I would rather we not end today's lesson with your robes aflame. Let us begin. And remember, focus on the proper wand movement. Concentrate and keep your wand steady.
Alright. You have learned enough spells that you need to equip Incendio to your spell set. To do this, you need to swap it with a different spell.
Good work.
Oh. It looks like we can have for the time right now. I'm guessing. Oh, look, these are locks. That looks. All right.
Incendio!
Getting it. Keep at it. And do try not to.
Incendio!
Setting things ablaze is certainly cathartic, isn't it?
And now we can go to Professor Fig.
Off on another adventure, are we?
I think we'll run there this time.
Might some kind soul help me?
I think there's like. No, we have to go this way. This is going to be a bit of a maze.
Huh.
It's not far. A little bit of loading time between certain rooms. All in all,
There you are.
Hello, sir. You'll be pleased to know that I worked on my defensive magic with Professor Hecat.
So I hear. She tells me you've taken rather well to your new wand. You must continue to work with her and your other professors to improve your skills. That said, I don't wish to postpone our visit to the library any longer. So, shall we proceed?
Fig, I have work for you. Come.
Headmaster, I'm with a student and my schedule
Your
is...
schedule will wait indefinitely, as will your student. I would think that after all the trouble you caused me with Osric, you'd be eager to make amends. My office, 5 minutes.
That man is exasperating. Unfortunately, our trip to the restricted section will have to wait a bit longer.
But, Professor...
We have no choice. It would be unwise to provoke our illustrious headmaster further. I shall find you when I've completed whatever toils I must endure.
Oh, we're supposed to go talk to Sebastian. I bet we're gonna end up Gotcha. Simple note from Mrs. Weasley.
Sebastian mentioned sneaking into the restricted section. Perhaps he'll have an idea.
It's rather helpful that she talks to herself. I kind of want to go up in the clock area. Let's run up there real quick.
Oi, can you help me?
Revelio.
That's locked. Let's keep going up.
I wonder if it's even quiet.
Leviosa.
I just wanted to see if we can get a view from outside. And we'll just fast travel.
Revelio.
And up we go.
Revelio.
Oh, there's another one of those mirrors.
Lumos.
So there's a telescope.
No need to get your wand in a twist.
Let's see. It's awesome. I wish you could switch to first person. Looks like you can go even higher.
Lumos.
Revelio.
That'd be super cool if they would let us use that sometime.
Lumos.
Oh, we'll unlock this little guy. And then we will go find Sebastian.
Why make a fine keeper?
He is down. It's actually kind of hard to tell which level he's on. This will get us close though. Looks like he's downstairs. Quite so. Another one of those mirrors. I won't bore you. That's a very interesting painting.
Revelio.
I would love to know more about that one.
Sebastian, there you are.
I was hoping to see you. I was in the Three Broomsticks after the troll attack and saw what happened with Rookwood and Harlow.
Not many students have Victor Rookwood's attention. What was that all about?
Oh, Ranrock. That's the goblin's name. Rookwood and Ranrock.
I've never even met him. Perhaps he mistook me for another student.
If you say so. I won't press you now, but you will have to tell me what's going on at some point. You might need me. So, why were you looking for me?
I need to find something for Professor Fig, but it's in the restricted section of the library.
He can't get it himself?
He was called away by Black at the last moment. I suppose I could wait to get a note from him, but...
You want to show some initiative.
Precisely. You mentioned being clever enough not to get caught in the restricted section.
And I am. Meet me outside the library tonight, and tell no one.
What will happen if we're caught in the restricted section?
Detention, no doubt. But a word of caution or two will help. For one, avoid Peeves, the poltergeist. Aside from wanton destruction of property, he loves nothing more than telling on the likes of us.
How concerned should I be about the librarian?
Madam Scribner doesn't take kindly to clandestine activities taking place amongst her precious books, so do all that you can to avoid her. She and I have had our entanglements, but I can hold my own against her. You may not be so lucky.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll meet you later.
Alright. It's just gonna cut to later, okay. I haven't seen any type of clock so far.
See there? That's the door we need to reach. And those annoying prefects would love nothing more than to rat on us to Scribner, so don't let them see us. Understood?
I can be sneaky. Let's go.
Hold on now. There's a spell you should know. The Disillusionment Charm. Good for getting places you're not supposed to be. Cast it and you'll appear as little more than a trick of the light, just as long as you keep your distance and stay quiet.
You mean I'll actually be able to turn invisible?
Something like that. It's not as foolproof as a cloak, but those are expensive. And spells are free.
We wonder if we
Give it
can
a try.
buy or discover an invisibility cloak. I have to equip that.
We must remain unseen.
All right. Wonder if we can like break stuff. I feel like that might be good.
Blast. The librarian's still here. Quick, behind the bookcase.
You told me the librarian would be gone by now.
I said usually, but it'll still be all right. Do you see her desk behind me? The key is in the drawer of that desk. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'll create a distraction to draw her away. You focus on getting the key. I'll meet you outside of the restricted section.
Wait, why do we need a key? Isn't there a spell for this?
Alohomora. That's how I always used to get in. But the librarian twigged that I knew the spell and cast an anti-Alohomora charm on the lock. So now it's just this key. But don't worry. I said I'd get you in, and I always keep my word. Trust me.
Think we wait. It was subtle.
Is someone there? Is that you, Peeves?
The key. Here it is. That wasn't so difficult after all. Now, to find that book.
Oh, that one's charmed to look more useful than it is. It's fooled me twice. Never judge a tome by its cover, I say. Silent as a grave.
Okay. Yeah, we
Ghost, don't let her see you.
kind of stumbled upon that. I do like that this game is fairly intuitive. Some
Should be
things
in the
aren't
cliff.
anyways.
No need for us to be skulking about.
Revelio.
It's a little bit disturbing.
So what is it you've been looking for?
I'm looking for a cure to help my twin sister, Anne, so that she can return to Hogwarts. Because Merlin knows everyone else has given up.
Why do you think you'll find a cure in the restricted section? Does the Hogwarts matron have nothing that can help Anne?
No! We've tried everyone from Nurse Blaney to St. Mungo's. But I can research on my own. No need to concern yourself with that right now. Let's focus on what you're after. Which is
We saw one
what,
of these earlier,
precisely?
but we couldn't get into it.
I'll know it when I see it.
You're being awfully cryptic.
Revelio.
Maybe you have to.
Secrets of the darkest arts. I'm impressed.
Probably have to have a different spell for it.
Levioso.
Didn't think we needed Leviosa.
Who have we here? Sebastian Solo and his new little friend. Out exploring where they shouldn't be. Naughty, naughty. You'll get caughty.
Peeves, don't
I'm
you...
going to tell. I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell.
His voice.
Oh, blasted Peeves! I've got to stop him, or at least get to the librarian with a good excuse for all of this.
Wait, I don't want you getting into trouble for me.
I have a way with the faculty when it comes to disciplinary matters. Besides, I like having friends who are in my debt. Now go. Good luck in your search. Now, where has that damned poltergeist got to?
I know just the spell to repair this armor.
We have to do Reparo again.
Reparo. Revelio.
Of course. Traces of ancient magic. There must be more to this room. That's it.
Revelio.
Where might this lead?
The antechamber. This level design. Okay. That's highlighted. Probably just basic. That works.
Revelio.
Not surprising. Guards at the ready.
What is X? X is
Revelio.
You don't want to miss like good loot if we don't have to.
Protego. Levioso.
Hmm. for a way to get to that chest.
Incendio!
No, that was close. Oh wow. Timing on that was close.
This
Let's
must
see.
be the way forward. But to where?
Revelio.
Nearly there. Best keep my wits about me.
Revelio. Incendio. Stupefy. Levioso. Potato. Levioso. Incendio. Potato. Stupefy.
I don't know if those give you experience or if that just
It is a book after all.
charges your. Looks like we have more memories to explore. Wow, taking it from a wasteland to fertile soil. That's maybe I'll do some videos with my camera on, but stuff like this just makes me beam. It's such a, I don't know. I love the way they shot this, the way they did this.
You wanted to see me? Headmistress Fitzgerald, Professor Rackham.
Miss Isadora Morganach, welcome.
Professor Rookwood, Professor Bakar.
We understand that you are adjusting well to life at Hogwarts.
I am.
I am glad. Especially in light of your unusual situation, starting as a 5th year.
As it happens, I was also admitted to Hogwarts as a 5th year. I've never heard of another like us.
Miss Morganach, when we spoke yesterday after class, you asked about the beautiful swirls you saw years ago when we visited your hamlet.
I recognized you all immediately. I cannot thank you enough for what you did.
We were glad to help.
And yes, I did see swirls of magic everywhere that day. My father insists it was my imagination running wild, but it was certainly real to me.
It was not your imagination.
Percival, Professor Rackham can see them too. But we've never known of another who could.
I don't understand. What are they?
The whispers or traces that appear when a particular form of ancient magic is wielded.
Ancient magic?
Few are capable of wielding it. Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic.
So if I can see traces of ancient magic, does that mean I can wield it too?
With the proper training.
But let us not get ahead of ourselves, Miss Morganach.
Before I can train you to wield such magic, you must first master all that Hogwarts has to offer.
A magic this powerful can do great harm in the wrong hands. It must be wielded by a select few. As such, we ask that you not speak to anyone about what we have discussed here today.
I'm guessing there's gonna be more story that involves her. We don't really know who she is. But she seems to be someone that also had powers similar to us.
Sebastian.
Sneaking in the restricted section again! I had thought we were through with this mischief. Clearly detentions are insufficient. I'm afraid I must take this to the headmaster.
But that being said, Peeves informs me that you didn't come alone tonight. If someone has coerced you, I would have you tell me. You're a bright boy. Don't waste this.
There was
What will we
nobody else.
decide?
I came alone.
Who wants to be our friend?
Oh, Sebastian. What will your uncle say?
Such a character, Peeves. How do we get out of here, though?
Incendio!
I don't know if this is the quest we're supposed to do or not. Oh no, that's just the other student. Load time. We probably should have just fast traveled. You know when you like make a mistake, but you're already so far that you're like, I'll just keep going the way I set out. Yeah. That's what I just did. Would have been faster to fast travel.
You cannot be serious. Goblins working with Rookwood makes no sense.
It is rather unorthodox, to say the least.
Unorthodox. It's inconceivable. It's... Ah, Fig. You have a visitor. I'll see what I can find out.
Sir, I was able to search the restricted section while you were with Professor Black. It was a book we were after.
What? That's... Wait. You accessed the restricted section? But how? Thinking on it, perhaps it's best you spare me the details.
Fair enough. In fact, the book was below the restricted section, as it appeared on the map.
I want to hear everything. First, let's have a look. Oh dear. Some of these pages seem to be missing. It appears someone has got to the book before us. Still, I will need time to study what remains. Perhaps we can still salvage something useful, though it may take some time. I wonder why it was here, below Hogwarts.
I think I know, sir. I saw 2 more memories where I found the book.
Another pensive. Godric's heart.
The man we saw before, Percival Rackham, was a professor here. The first memory showed him and 3 other professors using ancient magic to restore a hamlet from a drought.
Miriam was right. And the second memory?
In the second, they were talking to a student who started as a 5th year, like I did. She could see traces of magic too.
Why those memories? Perhaps this book will explain. I'll have to take it with me to London. The headmaster has insisted that I speak directly to the minister about George's death.
What will you tell them about Mr. Osric's death?
I don't know how much I dare say. George tried to convince the ministry about Ranrock, but to no avail. My instinct is to follow the path we are on for the moment and keep the details to ourselves until we know more.
I understand. I'll see what I can learn about the missing pages while you're gone.
Good. Don't neglect your studies. Your wand work is improving by the day. But you'll want to pay attention in herbology and potions. There's more to magic than spellcasting.
Plenty to keep me occupied while you're gone.
You've done exceptionally well. I look forward to seeing all that you've accomplished when I return. Oh, and don't neglect your friends. You may be surprised by how much you can learn from them as well.
It's a valuable truth. I think... Let me look at the quest real quick. I live as a student until Professor Fig returns. Question mark. Let's
Meet me in Lower Hogsfield as soon as possible. I would like to talk to you about Rookwood and Harlow, and it might be best to do so outside of the castle.
Oh.
It's time to prove your dueling mettle and see if we've a new school champion. Meet me at the usual place for the final round of crossed wands. Also, the training dummy is still available.
Alright.
Professor Fig and Weasley have asked that I teach you an additional defensive spell. Please complete the assignments I have given you, and then proceed to see me in my classroom.
Looks like I was a little hasty looking at our quest. We have a handful of things to do. We'll end this episode here, and we'll start right back up. I think we'll go explore with Natty, and go explore outside the world of Hogwarts a little bit.